number 2 call. Today we're going to be talking about owning your greatness, and we're going to talk about the power of service. So today's going to be a really great call. So what we're going to be doing today is we're talking about greatness. And, you know, my hunch is that, you know, every one of you on this call knows that there's some greatness out there you haven't tapped into. If there wasn't, you wouldn't be here on this call. So today we're going to talk about owning that greatness, stepping up a little bit, and hitting that next level. And we're also going to really be focused on the currency of the new millennium, and we're really going to focus on never selling again. Because how many of you would love to massively increase your financial results in your business without ever selling?
Hello.
Would that be a nice,
oh, yeah.
Would that be a nice thing?
Oh, yeah.
Good, good. Because I'm telling you, you don't have to sell. I have actually been in sales for 19 years, okay? But my biggest sales transformation happened in the past 6 months when I adopted this new strategy. So, you know, because the other thing is I've seen is that a lot of people have resistance to salespeople. Salespeople are pushy, greedy, whatever. And if we're not careful, we'll let those beliefs kind of stop us. So what we want to do today is kind of open ourselves up, be ourselves, because, you know, just because you're in a new job or you're in a new job or a different job or you're in a sales role and you weren't in selling before doesn't mean you have to be someone different. And that's where the real power of that USP process comes in, is it really aligns that passion. So if you haven't listened to that USP call, go to the replay, take 90 minutes and go through that. It's a very powerful way. If you have questions about that, post it to the group. Okay, so today, talking about owning it. Owning it. We're going to own that power. So we're going to start out with, remember a time, think about a time when everything was going your way. There was a time when things were going your way. You may want to call that flow. You may want to call that winning, lucky. You know, deals were happening, things were happening, people were giving you stuff. Because everybody's been in a time like that, right? Everybody had a time like that? And it was awesome, wasn't it? Like, let's have more times like that. And then let's also think about a different time when nothing was going your way. Because you've had that time too, right? Where things were just not going your way. It was like a reverse snowball, the other direction. And here's a question for you. What was the difference between those two times? Was the world different, or were you different? Because the truth is that the only difference between those times was you. So what that really means is that you were different. And here's the reality, is that you were literally shaping the decisions of the people around you based on your state. How else can you explain that when you were going well, people were calling you out of the blue? And how else can you explain when things weren't going well, no one would take your call? We are literally that powerful, where when we are in our state of service and gratitude and love and joy and abundance, we literally shape the decisions of the people around us. We really bend the universe around us. Isn't that true?
Yes.
Anybody disagree with that? We don't think about it too often, but it's true. It really is true. And that's why owning your state and the management of your state is so important. Because if we want to talk about this for a second, we can get into quantum physics and things, but, you know, at a core level, if we look at our bodies under a microscope, we're not even solid, right? Because matter is comprised chiefly of nothing. If you look, we're made of atoms, like we're stardust. And an atom is like 96% like not solid. But when we touch our body, it's solid. So the whole point of that is that our minds are so powerful that we can literally walk on fire and bend the laws of physics around us. I've done this before. I have put my foot over hot coals that are 1,500 to 2,000 degrees, and I have not a single burn on my foot after taking 15 steps across them. And at the same time, I've had times where I've burned myself on a 300-degree pan in the kitchen really bad. The only difference between those two times was my focus and my mental state. So my real challenge for you today is to own that state, own that power, own that potential, own that capacity. Because if you really knew how powerful your thoughts really are, you would never think a negative one ever again. Because, again, we are the center of everything that's happening to us. So we want to really take focus of that. And the whole purpose today is to really remind you that there is greatness in you. There always has been. Most people will deny this. Most people will fight this. Because most people don't want to take responsibility for their actions. They would rather be a victim. Because our world honors victims. If you're a victim in this world, you'll get sympathy, significance, antidepressants, free gifts, whatever. If you are a champion, if you're in control of your life, if you're waking up at 5:30 in the morning to go to your boot camp workout at 6 a.m. when it's dark and cold and your body's sore, is anybody cheering you on? No, they're not. There's the right way and there's the easy way. Okay? So I'm challenging you to take that path down the right way and really start owning that. Because just because there's greatness in you doesn't make it untrue if people deny it. And part of you has always known that that greatness is there. That part of you that, like, when you see a champion or a victory or an Olympic athlete and you, like, cry when you saw Kerry Strug on the Olympics, it's because you saw a part of you in that. So I'm challenging you today to own that greatness. Own it. Step up the next level. Do it now. Own your power and live life on your terms and really dream big and make it happen because it is entirely possible. Personally, I'm under the belief that if it's in the laws of physics, if it is physically possible to happen, if I could transform my life, my work this year, I can do it. And then I also like to think I can push the laws of physics a little bit because I've done that before too. So everything you've done in the past is irrelevant because you can make an entirely new decision right now. So we want to own that greatness. And the thing is, you have got nothing to lose, and this does not mean be perfect. There's no such thing as perfect. And I'm going to give everybody right here an excuse to never be perfect again because everyone on this call was perfect at one time in your life. You were perfect when you were born. You don't ever need to worry about it ever again. Because the problem with trying to be perfect is you can get stuck in this place of not taking action. Make a decision. No, this decision, oh, I don't know which one I want to take. And the truth is, the difference between success and failure is simply the label that we give it. Because whatever decision you make, whatever action you take, you will autocorrect after that anyway. So what's it better to make a decision and autocorrect or sit in that same place and think about it for 5 years? Because I see it day after day after day. People are like, oh, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. You've got two choices. Pick one. You're not going to know which one's right until you do it. Because this is what the path to success looks like. Most people think it's, oh, it would take a right turn to success or a left turn to failure. No, it's fail, 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 success. Because success and failure are the same road. It's just success is further down the road than failure. So swing for the fences, swing big. Because if we think about Major League Baseball, the guys with the most home runs in the entire league also have the highest number of strikeouts. I'll say that again. The guys with the highest number of home runs have the highest number of strikeouts. Swing for the fences. Swing that bat, swing that bat, swing the bat, swing the bat, swing the bat. Okay? Questions? Okay. And there will be discomfort. The reason that everybody on this planet isn't a millionaire is because they're all waiting for it to be comfortable to do so. And it's not going to be comfortable. If it was easy, everyone would do it. You want to practice some discomfort? Take a 30-day cold shower challenge. I've done this multiple times. Take a 5-minute cold shower every morning for 30 days, and you will get better at dealing with discomfort. Hell, I've even challenged myself to a challenge and failed that challenge and had to eat a can of dog food. You can see that video, it's on YouTube. But I'll tell you, it was one of the most transformative experiences of my life. Because it's about, I'm going to get this result no matter what. Instead of, hey, I'm going to set this big, massive goal. And if I don't get it, okay, I'll just set a big one next month. So This discomfort is supposed to be there because what we're doing is we're setting a new ground. We're breaking a new barrier. We're breaking a new path. And we are bumping into the limits of your comfort zone and your old beliefs in your past. And we're going to bump into old psychology from 20 years ago that's holding you back. But we have to look at it. So that discomfort, you want to look at that discomfort. You want to be like Sherlock Holmes. When something comes up, you're like, what is that? Because if you sweep it under the rug or just ignore it forever, it's never going to go away. If you take a minute to look at what is causing that, yeah, it may feel uncomfortable. You may get sad. You may cry. But what if you did that and after 30 minutes it's gone?
Other callers on the call.
But so get comfortable with that discomfort because discomfort is the solution. It is the answer. I'll tell you, when I went into my intensive coach training, transformation, personal growth phase, I cried more in a 6-month period than I did in 6 years before that. Actually, I cried more in 6 months than I did in 20 years. Because for the 20 years before that, I kept bottling all that shit up. And then I realized I'm like, getting that stuff out is the key because that stuff from our past is blocking me. So embrace that challenge, embrace that comfort. And if you're a guy and you don't want to cry, well, you know something? If we weren't meant to cry, we wouldn't have been born with tear ducts. That's simple. True. Okay. Because that discomfort is a sign you're growing. It's a wonderful thing, and you're stepping outside your comfort zone, and that's where we're supposed to be. And we are battling these brains that are wired for survival, that are wired for sanity, so that when a saber-toothed tiger comes, we run and hide. If we wouldn't have been wired that way, we wouldn't be here today. We wouldn't have made it. So when we step outside that comfort zone, it's a little bit different. But that's where the passion comes. That's where the heart comes from. That's when you're like, yeah, I really can do that. And just because you tried it in the past and it may have failed and it may have been painful, doesn't mean it won't work in the future. Try and 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 try again. You set the stage. You set the standard. Okay? I stepped into my greatness at the highest level 2 years ago. Started with this live event I went to from one of the top personal development people on the planet. Transformed my life. I went, hey, and I want to work for this person. Within 12 months, I had a job offer from this company, one of the top personal development companies in the world. There was, I think they stopped taking applications at 400 applicants. They took 40. And I literally had 0 training before that. And I was interviewing against people that had 10 years of training and expertise and doctorate degrees in this space. And I got in because I made it happen. My peer group shifted. 70% of my peer group shifted in 12 months. Left an industry, literally took a 90% pay cut to follow my passion and had to really go in a direction where my parents, my family, some of my friends, my wife thought I was nuts. But in this process, I'm impacting people at a higher level, and I realized that all the stuff I'd done in the past, which I used to think was a pain in the butt, stupid corporate world, was preparing me for what I am today. And then I have a person tell me who I'm working with is like, you changed my life, Jason. And I'm like, I know I'm on the right path. So step into your greatness. Everybody's path is different. And sometimes going in a direction, you may think you're going in the wrong direction. You may think you'd be going in the completely wrong direction. I founded a startup company 8 years ago. I raised $500,000 in funding. Made some really crazy, stupid decisions like, oh, we're gonna launch this company and make $1 million at a trade show. That's what I thought. Quit my job, had no insurance, just went crazy. I had horrible financial vomiting for the next year after that. And the interesting thing is that decision to do that saved that company for 3 years, which led to the company being sold, which led to me getting a small amount of money, like literally 12 grand over a 6-month period, which paid for my training in events that got me through into that personal development company that transformed my life. If I wouldn't have made that decision, which I thought was one of the dumbest mistakes I've ever made, I wouldn't have got to where I am today in a place I love more than anything else. And it was all about forward movement. And did I know where I was going? No, I didn't know where I was going. But I think I was making bad decisions? Yeah. I failed a shitload. Let's just keep going, keep going, keep going. And that's the path to the greatness. If I can do it, you can do it too. Like I literally hired my first coach when I was on unemployment paying $600 a month I was making $1,800 on unemployment, and I had $4,000 a month in bills. My rent was $3,300 a month when I lived in Mill Valley. And I found a way to pay for coaching for $600 a month. So there's something you need that you know is going to take you to that next level. If money is stopping you, well, then what's the real issue? Because if it's important, you'll make it happen. Okay? Questions? Feedback? Okay. So now we're going to do this. I'm going to mute everybody on this. JP, mute everybody right now for this piece. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go through this process and really practice this greatness. So everybody on the call, stand up. I want you to stand up for me. And you're muted, so no one's going to hear you. Are we muted, JP?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm hearing you. Okay, mute yourself too if you can, please. So stand up, shake your body out, get a little movement in there. Take some deep breaths. Close your eyes. Take some deep breaths. Feel that heartbeat?
Muted.
Think about the time when you were actually in your greatness the most you've ever been in your life. Think about that time. Like really go back to that. When was that time in your life when you were confident and focused and you were playing at a higher level and it was just amazing and it was going great and it was going wonderful and it was going powerful? And there may have been fear, but you were acting courageously anyway. Go back to that time. Just go back to the time that was great. Go back to the time that was awesome. Go back to the time that was wonderful and powerful and successful. One of your favorite memories. Go back to that time. Think about that. Like, go back to that time. And there was a period of time that's coming up in your mind about this was this period, a week, a year. But really think about that. Like, when was the actual moment? There was one moment there that stood out even more than any other moment. And that moment was a simple moment in time, and there was probably a realization there, probably a breakthrough, probably this emotional win. Think about that. And right now, say out loud how you were feeling. Confident, driven, focused. Just say a few words out loud. Nobody can hear you because you're all muted. So just say it out loud. How were you feeling? Good. Now here's the interesting thing. Do it with your eyes closed. Continue to scan your posture really quick. I can pretty much guarantee that everyone on this call is standing up straight. Your shoulders are probably back. You're probably breathing strong. You maybe feel more energy than you did before. You may be on the balls of your feet. You may feel solid, focused, powerful. And here's the really cool part. If you really think about it, don't you feel exactly the same way that you did back then? Because you do. Because any emotional state that any person feels is a combination of how they move their body and what they focus on. So if you focus on that memory, you will go right back to that. You can do this for any emotion. Think about that. That body is right where it was. Exactly. You're feeling it right now, and I can tell from the people on the call. I can feel the energy. So what we're going to do now is I want everybody to open their eyes, relax their posture, shake their arms out, wiggle their toes. And I want everybody right now to just say out loud what you had for breakfast today. Okay. And everybody tell me what was the last movie you saw in the theater. Say it out loud. Okay, good. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to count down, and I'm going to say 1, 2, 3, go. And when I say go, what you're going to do is you're going to move your body right back into that posture you were in, and you're going to squeeze your right fist at the same time. And literally think of that memory, and I want you to watch how fast that emotional state comes right back. Okay? 1, 2, 3, go. So, did you notice that it came back in like a microsecond? Boom. Right back. Because you went right back into that posture. Awesome. Shake it off again. Let it go. What we're going to do this time, do that same thing, but as you squeeze that right fist, this time I want you to say yes at the same time. Because when you say yes, it's going to increase the intensity of that state, and it's going to anchor it even stronger into your physiology. Okay, so say yes. Ready? 1, 2, 3, go. Good. So now this time, we're going to shake it off again, and I want you to say, yeah, like really get into it. And watch it double in intensity again. 1, 2, 3, go. Good, good. Getting stronger now. Good. Think about how you're feeling. Think of the state. Were you tired 20 minutes ago? Do you feel energized now? Because the truth is, this is a part of you. This is who you are. Isn't this really who you really are? Don't you have some different beliefs now? Because if you can imagine a person who's depressed, they probably have some beliefs like, oh, I can't do anything. I'm helpless. I'm worthless. If we took that same person who was depressed and made them excited, married, lotto, baby, whatever, vacation, they're probably going to have a belief structure that says, I can do anything. Nothing can stop me. Because the interesting part is different states have different belief structures. And our belief structures will dictate what we will do and what we won't do and how we view the world. So right now, I'm going to say 1, 2, 3, go, and you're going to make your move 3 times in a row. Yes, yes, yes! And you're going to watch that state double in intensity over and over and over. Okay? 1, 2, 3, go. Good. Now, just like we would want to name a dog, so when we get a dog, we give it a name, let's give this state a name. So shout out the name that pops in your head. Is this peak state? Is it powerful state? Are you a superhero? Whatever the first thing pops into your head, say that. If something doesn't pop into your head, just make something up. Pick it. You cannot pick it wrong. Whatever you pick is right. Good. Good. Now, let's shake that off again. Relax the body. You can feel that energy in your body, which is pretty awesome. So this time, I'm going to say 1, 2, 3, go. You're going to make that move, yes, and then you're going to say the name of that state after you say yes. 1, 2, 3, go. Good, good. Now I want you to do, everybody sit down and sit up straight in your chair in a peak state and write down the name of that state that you just wrote down. Write down the emotions you were feeling. Confident, focused, powered, whatever they were. Pick the first couple that come up. And then write down what you believed. I believe I can do anything. I believe the world is mine. I believe I'm fearless. Write that down. So sit down in a peak state, sitting up straight. Don't lean back in your chair. Write down the name of that state. Write down the emotions you were feeling. And write down the beliefs that came up. Confident, powerful, can do anything. Give you guys a minute to do that. Hey, JP, you want to unmute everybody?
Unmuted.
My diet is literally exactly.
Okay. Question. Oh, so how's everybody feeling right now?
Excited.
Excited. Good. Good. Who else?
I don't know about you. Yeah.
Courageous. Hey, Daryl, can you mute yourself, please?
Unstoppable.
Unstoppable. Good, good. We had outrageous. We had unstoppable. What else do we have? I'm going to start calling names here. Benton, what about you? Charlene. Courageous. Courageous. Awesome. Charlene, how you feeling?
I'm invincible.
Yeah, you are. What about Janet? Did you speak up yet?
Outrageous.
Yes. Mitzi? So excited she can't speak. Awesome. Okay. So everybody, if you're not going to talk, mute yourself again if you can, please. So our assignment here is, number one, we're going to make a poster of this state. Okay? And what a poster looks like is we're going to basically take an 8.5 by 11 piece of paper. We're going to put the name of that state on the top. We're going to put a picture of what represents that state, and we're going to put the beliefs across the bottom. For example, my peak state is called Thor. Ah! I have it says Thor across the top. I've got a picture of Thor, not the movie Thor, like the comic book, like Badass Thor, with my head over his body, and at the bottom it says, I'm the god of thunder, I can do anything. Because we want to remind ourselves who we really are. So basically what we're going to do here is make this poster, put it on our wall. We're going to take a picture of that and like literally make it the screensaver on your cell phone. So every time you turn on your cell phone, you're going to see that face right there. And remind yourself who you are. And then every morning what you're going to do is you're going to wake up when you get out of bed. You're going to do your magic minute that we learned on last week's call, and then you're going to do your move right here. Okay? Any questions? Okay.
Question.
Yeah?
So, okay,
Yeah?
you know how you said you're supposed to like the beliefs on the bottom. Can you tell me more about, can people give me examples of their beliefs? I just want to make sure I did it right.
Yeah, well, what do you believe? Like, I can do anything. I am capable of this. What belief did you write down in your peak state?
I wrote down like what, like when I envisioned myself, like I wrote down like excited, love, surprise, strong, and then I write my belief, which is it's gonna be great, it's gonna be fun, the worst is over. Is that okay, or am I off?
That's perfect. That's perfect. That's
okay,
perfect.
good.
And instead of saying the worst is over, why don't you say the best is here?
The best is here. Thank you.
Or the best is here now.
Okay.
So,
that's better.
So what you do is you wake up in the morning, and first thing out of bed, like do your magic minute. If you didn't learn the magic minute, you can go to last week's call, and there's also a separate audio recording of that you can search for on the Facebook group.
Okay.
Do that magic minute process, and then make this peak state. Look at your poster, say the name, and say the beliefs, and it will really align you with that power. Because here's a couple of questions for you to answer now. What would your life be like if you spent more of your time in this space? So go ahead and answer that. What would the next year of your life be? What would the next 2 years of your life be like if you started every day from this space, from this source of power? Also answer, how will you impact those around you? Your friends, your family. How will you be impacting those people? Are you going to have a different influence on them? Are they going to be better off? Are their lives going to be better? And then write down why you are committed to owning this state, to owning this new identity, to mastering this emotional workout, because that's what it is. We want to exercise our emotions so the strongest ones show up. So take a couple minutes and write those down, maybe a minute or two. And if anybody has questions in the meantime, you can answer them right now. Think about how much different your life is going to be from this place. Think about and write down, if you don't master this gift you've been given today, where are you going to be in 5 years? Because you have an opportunity to positively impact those and everyone around you. What's going to happen? What kind of person would you be to not take advantage of these tools? What kind of person would you be if you just didn't practice these amazing tools you learned today? Okay, good, good. Any questions before we move forward? Okay. We are moving forward then. So now we're going to talk about the power of service. Power of service. And this is basically the formula to never sell again. If you do nothing but build a USP like we did last call and take advantage of this service right here, you will transform your work and the results you're creating work and the business and people around you. It's that powerful. If you add the state tools on top of that, you're going to be at an even higher level. Okay? Because the truth is the world has changed. It is changing. It's a different place. There's a lot of things going on right now in our world that aren't really in alignment. You know, we've got the terrorist attacks kind of not as public as they were and visible as they were years ago. We've got, you know, children like shooting people in schools. We've got corporations at a high level, just kind of like the level of greed is just kind of ridiculous. But what's actually happening now is that small businesses are really starting to shape the world and really are the future of the world. And those people that are operating in that old mindset of greed and money and wealth, they're not going to be around for a long time in control. Or if they are, they're not going to be happy. Because the true currency in this world that we're in today, this new millennium, is service. Because the merit and happiness and success of a life isn't just based on money. It's based on the quality of the emotions in the life. And you can have lots of money and still be miserable. And you could be happy with lots of money, or you could be broke and be happy. It doesn't matter. It's really a choice. And this is really the key. You know, we left this whole Mayan calendar thing stopped. And like, there is a transformation going on, whether you believe it or not. That's what I believe, and it's what I'm seeing. And it's almost like the consciousness or awareness in the planet is shifting at a higher level than it ever was before. And it's almost like those that aren't keeping up are fighting and acting out in crazy ways because they're so scared of what's going on. But you have a choice. I want to honor you for stepping up and committing and doing something to educate yourself, to expand your business life, your professional life, so that it's going to hit an even higher level, to continue that growth path. Far too many people graduate from school or college or high school, and they're like, oh, I'm done. Stop learning. Because in life, there is a growing stage and there's a dying stage. That's it. We're not bears. We don't hibernate. So this next piece here is that the new currency is service, and it's very powerful. And the thing is, those who own that fact of service will have more control of their lives and businesses, more influence over other people. They'll have more stability and predictability in their lives, and they'll live at a higher standard in their life. When I incorporated this, it like transformed my life. And yes, I've been in sales for 19 years, but my biggest leaps and bounds in my skill set happened, you know, in the past 9 months when I adopted this, when I understood this. I was at a point where I hadn't landed any personal clients in 4 or 5 months. And I realized that I was trying to provide for my family, and, you know, as every one of us is. And when you're transitioning jobs and industries, it can be challenging, and it's no fun to go work and in a selling position when you feel a financial pinch to move forward, because it puts you in a place of lack. And when I got out of a place of lack and a place of abundance and really focused on service, I landed like 8 clients in 6 weeks. And it literally transformed. I went from being at the bottom of the barrel to the #1 coach at the personal development company I work for in the first 6 months of the year in the top metric that we're rated under. It like transformed my life, literally transformed my life. Everything started flowing in this way because I stopped focusing on me and I started focusing on other people. And it takes practice to make that shift because we're all born. Babies are very selfish. All they know is your world. But when we get to that place of start looking outward, we will have more. Because the universe rewards those people that serve more people. Those in our society that have worth billions of dollars are serving more people than someone who's worth $10,000. Most people who are poor never get out of this mindset of lack and really focus themselves. Because if you want to make lots of money or have a big impact or make an organization, you're going to have to. To make more money, you're literally serving more people. So when you focus on serving more people, it's going to shift because the universe rewards people that serve more people. So here's an example. Let's think about your worst sales experience as a customer. When was a time when you were a customer and you were going to go buy something and the salesperson was pushy? Maybe they were so pushy that you like literally left the store and drove an hour to go to the other store because you didn't want to give that person business. I'm sure you've had some experience like that.
Yes.
And then you probably, and then you've probably have had a favorite sales experience where you walked in, you were just, oh, we're just looking at new cars, and all of a sudden this guy just like made you feel wonderful and awesome, and you walk out with a brand new car and all this other stuff. and you tell your friends about how amazing it was. Because that has probably happened to most people there. So here's a question. What's the difference between those two people? Because you were kind of the same person.
Their attitude.
Their attitude. Yeah. What else? Anybody else? Difference?
Well, so one was trying to help somebody, and one was trying to help himself.
Nice.
Correct. Correct. Trying to help. And here's the thing is that that person who could have been the pushy salesperson could have starving children at home, could have a husband or spouse dying of cancer they couldn't buy medicine for, but it was irrelevant because it was overshadowed by that intention underlying intention. Because that worst sales experience, the person's intention was to control. And I'm sure every one of you on this phone call who has been in a relationship at one point has probably tried to control the partner. It doesn't work.
No,
doesn't work. Doesn't work. Because the only thing that we can control is in this, like, literally like this 2-foot sphere around us. That is the only thing that we can control. If you spend your time trying to control something else, that is a guaranteed recipe for stress. That's what that is. Stress, 100%. Because everyone has their own free will, and you parents know that your little kids have their own free will too. You cannot control anyone. So that's why it was pushy. That's why it was there. And the best salesperson, their intention was to serve you. They put their needs or your needs before theirs. And they were at heart. And the great thing is that we did this USP process, and we've aligned. You've already aligned what you do with your passion, so it's congruent. It's authentic. It's real. And moving into this space is awkward because most people in the world tell us, oh, you got to sell, use this closing strategy, use this script. Oh, I'm with this network marketing company. Here are strategies you should use, that you should do this. And those companies are trying with their best interests. They are. But they're speaking to a public, and the people that are creating that probably aren't grounded at a level of service. Some probably are, but not all. So I'm challenging you to use your own strategy. Take what's given to you from companies, from peers, from mentors, from masters, make it yours, but build it on a foundation of trying to serve the other person and focus on serving the other person. Because if you focus on serving the other person, you can't get it wrong. So here is the truth that will transform your life, and you'll never, ever, ever, ever have to sell again. Okay? All you have to do is focus on serving your clients. Focus on serving your clients. Leave them better off for meeting with you, even if they don't buy from you. Because if you serve someone else, the universe will bring it back to you. So, leave them better off for interacting with you. Give them a free gift. You guys have seen me in person. You've seen my free gifts. these pieces of paper I hand out like this, if you're looking at the webcam, right? It's a piece of paper. But this is a gift because I believe it's a gift. Here is some intellectual property from what I do that is of value. Here is a free gift, sir. And it does a couple things. It puts me in a place of service. It gets me out of the place of trying to sell people. And doesn't giving gifts feel good?
Yes.
And you also start to enact the law of reciprocation. When you receive a gift, don't you want to give one back? So give them a gift. And when you are following up on a sale, we've got a client who's interested, we need to follow up, and 99% of the people are going to reach up and say, hey, have you made a decision yet? I've done that before. Does that work? That's selling, right? You can phrase it differently, but you're trying, instead of pushing them to follow up, why not give them more free gifts? So that when I met with a client, it's like, hey, would you like to do business with me? This is what I do. Here's an opportunity to serve you. Here's a free gift. Okay, you'd like to think about it? Okay, I'll follow up with you next week. Next week comes along. Hey, here's another free gift for you. Do you have any questions I can answer for you? How can I help you out today? I really appreciate the opportunity to serve you. Because if you keep adding value, the person's going to keep feeling that value. Then, here's more truth. If you focus, even if you're just dealing with one other person, you have a client, one person. If you do nothing but focus on serving that one person, you are in fact serving two people, because I'm guessing everybody on this phone call is already operating within a model that says if I provide service, I get compensated. So if you focus on serving that one person, you're actually serving two people, because you will serve yourself in the process. So your rewards will be multiplied. And when you focus on serving, work will become play, and you'll be happier and easier. And you literally will have more success than you ever imagined. Because if you look up to your role models in your industries who are really at high levels, you may have some people that are just greedy and pushing people, but you know what? You probably have people that are serving people at a high level, or they have some form of belief that if I serve more people, I get more in return. So here's how you serve. Put their needs before your own. Remind yourself to serve them first. Ask this question, and maybe write this question down. I always have messages on the bottom of my monitor, so when I'm working, I'm reminded of these. How can I serve my clients even more right now? How can I provide more value right now? Was that a question or just a moan? Okay. So how can I serve my clients even more right now is a fantastic question to keep yourself in that space. Number two, give free gifts to everyone you meet. And it doesn't have to have a dollar value. It could be a list of websites that have great videos. Here, you may like this. It could be stuff around your industry. Oh, I'm in an investment. Here are some companies that are doing great, or here's some websites you can use like mint.com and stuff like that. That's a great way to manage your money. It's free.
What is it called again?
Mint, M-I-M-T, mint.com. If you are in the health business, it's like, hey, here's a website with some great workout videos. Or here, better yet, I put together like this 12-minute power workout, surge workout. Here you go. Better yet, create a video, put it on YouTube, and hey, I made a video. And this is a complimentary video of me doing a training session for you, talking about nutrition. Because when you're doing that, you're adding value. Use the word serve, like literally put it in your email. Thank you for the opportunity to serve you. I've made it a habit to say the word serve. I have the word serve written right here. I've got the word serve on my wall right here, and I've got it in the back corner over there. I don't leave it up to chance. I remind myself over and over again of what I want to focus on. I even have a note right here where I'm thanking the universe for the abundance it's bringing into my life, because it's going to keep me in that space. And here's the key. Expect nothing in return. Like, when you need to put money in the tip jar and they're not looking, who cares? Do you remember that episode of Seinfeld where George put the money in, they didn't see it, and he went to reach to get the money out to put it back in so that they could see him doing it? And they saw him taking the money out? Well, it's not about that. He was giving that money for significance. Expect nothing in return, and instead know that if you serve people, the universe will serve you back. Because what sounds easier to you? If I gave you a homework assignment that said, go sell 50 people this week. I want you to go sell 50 people, 50 deals this week. That doesn't feel very good, does it? You don't feel like tightness. But what if I said, go give away 50 free gifts this week?
Yeah, that sounds easy.
Easy, yeah. Yeah. And when we align that with your USP, it's like I'm giving away free gifts because if I don't, I'm letting people down. This is a game changer, literally.
Totally.
Because what would the world be like if everyone focused on serving? For those of you around, and I'm kind of biased because I'm in the Rockland Chamber of Commerce, but there's a group of people there that serve people at a high level. And when you come in contact with that group, you can feel it. And people that are integrating with that group, it's shifting them too. For those of you on the phone who know what I'm talking about, isn't it true that
Yes.
it's literally shifting, and like we're starting this movement. Not selling, like I'm here to help you. Because imagine, what would the world be like if everybody was out there to serve everybody?
Be awesome.
It would
be
be
more
awesome.
friendly.
It would be awesome.
People would get along more.
It would get along a lot better, yeah. Yeah.
There would be more smiles and less frowns.
There would be a lot more, exactly. Because changing the world starts with you. And whether you're out to change the world or not, change you anyway. Change starts with you. So here's a few questions to think about. Is the future worth it to commit to a level of service and own your powerful state? Is it worth it? Are your friends and family worth it for you to put in the effort, take these different actions, which are going to be uncomfortable because they're new? Are your friends and family worth it to commit to integrating these exercises, to getting an accountability partner, to stepping up, to taking it to the next level? Are they worth it? Are your children worth it? Because regardless of your children are 2 or 20, you are still a role model for them. And that stuff in your head that you've been thinking you should need to do for 20 years, well, they're going to have that same stuff too. So let's make the shift now, use the tools we have, and commit to this next level and change the game and be the role model for them that we know we want to be. Because really, aren't you worth it? Really worth it?
I am.
Question. Yes, excellent. Answer these questions. Answer these questions. What will life be like? What would the next 5 years of your life be like if you focused the majority of your time on serving people versus selling? So write an answer to that. What will life be like if you spend more time focused on serving? What will your days be like? Will your business be different? Will you be less stressed? Will you get off of any medications you may have been on? Will you be healthier, have more energy? What would be, because most of us spend more time working than we do with our spouses. So what if we spent the majority of our time serving other people? Think that would have an impact at home? And next question is, how will you impact those? How will this impact the people around you? And not necessarily the people that you're serving. When you start acting this way and adopting this new strategy, who around you are you going to influence? Because you never know. This may be the one thing that's going to get through to that person in your life that you've never been able to get through yet. Because the way to get through to that person is to be the role model, to walk your talk. And also answer, why are you committed to becoming a master of service? Why are you committed to focusing on service? And if you are already a master of service, outstanding. Why are you committed to becoming an even higher level force for good? And let's answer this question too. You guys need more time? Okay. If taking these new actions might make you feel uncomfortable, what do you need to remember to take the action anyway?
Say again?
If you start taking these actions after this call, this next week, if it feels uncomfortable, what do you need to remember so that you'll take the action anyway?
Your what?
What is a phrase you can write down? What is a phrase that you can write down that even when this shift is uncomfortable, I'm going to do it anyway? I'm doing this for my family. Discomfort is growth. This is the right path. Or maybe you just write down, if it feels uncomfortable, just serve some more. Just serve some more. Okay, any questions? You guys are good. Got every bit of that. Nothing? Come on, safe.
I think sometimes just reminding yourself that getting out of that comfort zone is what's going to make you grow, and just keep pushing towards that when it gets more uncomfortable.
Yeah. Very true.
I think for me, like when things are getting uncomfortable, just saying, okay, like trying to remember, okay, how relevant is this going to be in 2 years from now? Like, I mean, you know, like sometimes I look at my bank account and I'm like, okay, but I'm not like freaking out. I'm not like running back and forth, like bouncing off the walls. Like, oh my God, what am I gonna do? What am I gonna do? Like, although the thought comes across, but it's like I'm not gonna act on it. I'm just, you know, gonna move forward and like just, you know, like do what you're, you know, be around people that are gonna support me, you know, and feed me positive things. Like, the minute, like, you know, I feel like I can't do something or like, oh, this feels uncomfortable, I'm definitely going to hop on the phone and I'm going to be like, hey, look, I don't feel comfortable about what I'm doing and, you know, this doubt is coming in my brain. Can you help me? Like,
yes.
That's
good.
just what I would do.
Good, good. So when it comes up, the thing is, there is a reason that doubt is coming up. Good, bad, whatever, it's there. So let's investigate it when it comes up. Let's not run from it.
Right.
If you're not sure, post it to the forum, post it to the Facebook group. Hey, I was really focused on this, and I feel like I just got shut down. Because as you share where you're challenged with, you're gonna help someone else in the process too.
Okay,
yeah.
That makes sense.
You will. You will. Hey, John, can you mute yourself?
I'll try.
So, okay, thanks. So, ask the question. This Facebook group is a safe place. This is a safe place to grow, to be open, to be vulnerable. There are no bad questions, wrong questions, stupid questions. Okay.
Well, then I'm going to post a lot of stuff on there then.
You should. You should. Because that is going to help other people when you do that. Okay? And I'll also post a nice little picture of a comfort zone that you could print out and put on your wall.
Sweet. All right.
Because that's where life begins, on the edge of the comfort zone. Okay. Any other questions? Okay. Accountability partners. So, if you don't have one, post. If the accountability partner that you have is not responding, send me a private message. Or if that's somebody you know and you want somebody you don't know, send me a message. We can do that. So what you want to do now is commit to that partner. Say, reach out to them and say, okay, I'm going to take these actions by this date. Hold me accountable to them. Maybe get your weekly check-in, which is like a 5-minute call, 10-minute call. So your action item number 1, commit to, oh wait, I'm on the wrong slide, sorry. Get that in a second. So service time, okay? Your assignment. So the assignment here is to put up a sign that will remind yourself to serve. If you want one of these, you can do that. You want to carry something like this around in your pocket? You know, sometimes I'll put a note on like paper like this and I'll fold it up in my pocket. So I'll take like 2 8.5 by 11 pieces of paper and I'll fold it in 4ths or 8ths, and it makes kind of like a big kind of bulge. And if you carry it in your pocket, you can feel it in there, and it will remind you, oh, what's that in my pocket? Oh, it's my reminder to serve. It's a great way. Write it on your hand with a Sharpie if you want. Add the word serve to your vocabulary. Maybe you change your email signature at the bottom and says, thank you for the opportunity to serve you today. And here's the challenge, okay? Everybody on this call, I want you to serve 1 stranger a day until our next call. Okay? Serve 1 stranger a day. Basically, this could be I'm holding the door in that building open for another 25, 30 seconds. It could be someone looks distressed at Starbucks and you just say, hey, how you doing? Listen to them for a minute. Maybe just give someone undivided attention for a minute instead of staring at your phones all day long, right? Getting in a practice of service is a good thing. So that's my challenge. Everybody, go serve 1 stranger a day. Okay? Can everybody do that?
Yes.
Yep.
Yes. Excellent. Excellent. Okay, now to my accountability slide. Connect with your partner, commit to the date that you'll complete your assignments by, hold yourself and your partner accountable. If you're a partner, this is not emotional. It's like black or white. Okay, partner, you said you did this. Okay, on 1 week, I'm expecting you to call me and have these 3 things completed. When that call happens, if it's your job to be accountable, or if it's your job for that weekly call to hold the other person accountable, if they don't call you at the time, you call them. Hey, where you at? What's going on? Okay, did you do this? Why not? If they give you some stories, just say, okay, well, why not? Why didn't you do it? Okay, well, then when are you going to get it done? Okay? Because we will usually do more for other people than we will for ourselves. So let's leverage somebody to hold us accountable. If you need a different accountability partner, let me know, because you know this person or they're not responding, or you need one in the first place, post it on the group, okay? Any questions about accountability partners? Nice. No? Okay. Questions? Any questions at all? Open, group coaching, anything you want to do.
This is Rebecca. I think it'd be interesting to hear what kind of feedback people got on their USPs.
I'm sorry, you're curious what kind of feedback people got on their USPs?
Right, because our assignment was to say it to like 20 people, and I don't know if I got to exactly 20, but maybe I am just not saying it the right way, but I had some people come and say, that just doesn't come across totally like you. Because I actually asked some people, I'd like feedback, here it is, and they're like, no, you need to work on, because my initial one you guys said wasn't passionate enough. It felt like me. And so then I changed it, and the feedback I was getting was people were saying, that's not you.
And who are those people that were saying that?
Well, I got that from my family. I also got that from 3 people that I only know in a business setting, and one who I just met for the only second time today. I ran it by her this morning. And she's like, just from meeting with you for an hour, that just doesn't feel like you.
Well, does it feel like, is it you, what you were saying?
Well, I don't know. I was trying to put more passion in it because I think deep down, like even though I'm doing marketing, I really do want to help people be successful in their businesses. But I don't know. I don't know if it's just not my personality to be like, enjoy a wildly successful and fulfilling business. That I'm not like you. I'm not a coach who goes up and goes rah rah rah. When I meet with people, I'm very much like, let's go over what kind of things you're facing in your business and let's figure out solutions. I'm probably more like matter of fact in my approach to business. So.
Okay. Well, you are a coach.
I am a coach, but in a different way, right? I mean.
Well, yeah, but that doesn't. Okay, but that doesn't mean you can't be passionate about it. So, well, what is the USP that you have right now?
Right now, it says I'm a marketing consultant, but what I really do is help you get and enjoy the wildly successful and fulfilling business you've always dreamed of. That's the part they don't agree with.
Okay.
So I'm meeting for them with marketing, and I think even that's not their feeling on what I'm really doing is kind of what I'm getting from them. Because the second part, they're like, yeah, what you say afterwards, where I say I act as your chief marketing officer and create and implement marketing efforts that make your business look good and get you more customers so you can focus on providing amazing customer service, have more free time, and increase your business revenue.
Do you have the format of I help blank get blank? I help blank get blank by blank on there.
That's the second part I was saying, yeah.
Okay, so what's that part? Say that again. I help what?
Oh, wait, so what you're saying, but what I really do?
Right.
So I help you, like I'm speaking directly to you, the business owner, get and enjoy the wildly successful and fulfilling business you've always dreamed of.
Okay, so that's an excellent place to start. Okay. So what I would encourage you to do is let's go back to the formula and simplify it a little bit, okay? Because we want to reduce the number of words as much as possible.
Right. Yeah, it feels definitely too long.
And what business that you're in, I can feel the passion there, and the passion I think is waning a little bit because you need to trim the words down a little bit. Right. Okay. So so try to reduce the words in half, by 50%, and what business are you in? Use that on. Don't use that in the what business and I help blank get blank by blank. Use it in one or the other.
Okay.
So it's really like I help small business owners double their revenue or maximize marketing or take advantage of marketing by giving them tips or something or acting as their marketing expert.
Okay.
Because what we're doing is we're saying, hey, I'm in the marketing, but I'm really in this business. And that's the emotional benefit. But what I really do is I help small business owners transform their marketing or give them the marketings of a large business by being their marketing advisor.
Okay.
So it's like when you've got that big piece of wildly successful, you want to follow it up with something more tangible. I help my target audience get this result by delivering this, by doing this, by creating this. So what you want to do is even when you're talking to somebody directly, don't say, I help you. Say, I help this target audience get this result by doing this.
Okay.
So because what I can say is when I'm, let's say I'm at a Chamber of Commerce meeting. I could say, I help people transform their business by aligning their work with their passion. Or I could say, I help Chamber of Commerce members do this. So I'm they're in the demographic there.
Right.
And I can also expand it to an identity that I know that person wants to become. Like what I really do is I help business owners that make $1 million a year transform their quality of life by aligning their work with their passion.
Okay.
And I'm telling you that I can work with you. So you're thinking, wow, I'm going to make 7 figures this year, right?
Right.
So you're kind of you're kind of piquing their interest, their excitement with this identity. Or I help leading or small business companies that rock. So start with the formula. this business, really this business, and I help blank it blank by blank,
Mm-hmm.
and just pick, like, give yourself 5 minutes, and when you do this, you want to say it out loud, because saying it out loud is, when you say it in your head, you're not going to get the same reaction and analysis that if you say it out loud.
Right.
And just start out, I help small businesses do that. And I've heard you say this. It's really close. So it's stick to the formula, reduce the number of words, and don't worry about it being sexy. Like, literally just like, imagine you're not saying it to anybody.
Right.
And a lot of times you can think of that business that you're really in is like if you were out with the ladies having some drinks and you got a little buzz,
Mm-hmm.
This is what I really do. That's what you want to say.
Okay. Well, I will give it
Post
some more
to
thought. Well,
Yeah,
I did
well, don't give
before.
more
People
thought.
said,
Let's
"Oh, that one sounds much better," but that wasn't.
Well,
didn't work when I said it.
Well,
to me,
let's not give it more thought. Let's give it more action, and let's post it to the Facebook group, and let's not share it with people outside of that until you're aligned with it. You're aligned with it.
All right.
Because if I said my USP to my parents, they would probably look at me like I'm crazy.
Well, like that's exactly why I did it, because my parents keep saying, "What exactly do you do?" So.
My parents think I'm in a cult, you know. So some people just won't get it because
Right.
you are taking a step in a different direction that is different than anybody else here. You're stepping into a higher level of greatness. You're aligning work with passion, which 99.9% of the employees in the world are not. So what everybody else thinks is irrelevant, because the whole purpose of this USP is to align your work with your passion.
Right.
So
All right.
it's what you say, because I stand up in front of a group of adults and I tell them I'm in the superhero business.
Right. And it comes off totally naturally from you.
Because I believe it.
Right.
You really
I
are a
totally believe
superhero,
it.
though. You really are a superhero.
Here's my self-portrait right there, see? Door. So,
Wait, hold on. Hold that up again. I didn't see it.
This is my self-portrait right here.
Okay. Very cool.
So, because, you know, it's that alignment piece. And when you go through this piece, it's almost like, hey, I really am in that. I really do that. But and when you get that specific, like when I say that, some people in the room roll their eyes. And I love when they do, because I know no matter what I do, they're not going to accept the service I have to offer, not my target audience.
Makes sense.
Okay? So let's give yourself literally, like, set a 5-minute timer on your phone. That's all you get. Simple as possible. And then post it to the forum or the Facebook page, and we'll all give you feedback.
All righty.
Okay?
Sounds good.
Okay. Thank you for the question. Anyone else have a question?
I'd like to say from Thursday morning on Sunrise with the Chamber, what happened when I heard everyone's What I Really Do. Those testimonials where you express exactly what you do, those were fantastic. Everyone that followed the formula, I was very affected, more so than ever, by what they said, and I loved it, and I was really proud of everyone.
Yeah, I noticed that too. There was a couple people there that I didn't know that well. The woman that was in, there's a woman who does, I think, financial, like college education or financial college, and she stood up and said, I'm in the business of helping children find their passion. And I was like,
yes. Yeah, there were 3 or 4 that were amazing. It was so simple. Their terminology was just spot on, short, to the point, and heartfelt because it was them.
Yeah. Great point. So what would also probably be a good practice for everybody on this call is take your USP, grab your phone, shoot a 30-second video of yourself doing it, and post it to the Facebook group. Okay? Because would you people on the phone like to see other people's USP live? Would that be of value?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay. So we'll do it. Make it so. It's done. Okay. Thank you for the question. Anybody else? Okay. So just remember, there is a hero inside you. Let's bring that out. Thank you, everybody, for the opportunity to serve you today. Thank you for stepping up. Let's post some feedback, some distinctions from the call on the Facebook page. Get assignment on those. Get busy on those actions, and if I could be of any other service, let me know. All right, everybody. Have a fantastic weekend. Our next call may be moved to a Thursday because of 4th of July, so that will be posted on the team page. Okay. All right, everybody.
Thank you, Jason.
Have a wonderful day.
Bye.
Okay. Bye-bye.